Hello peeps and welcome back to Modded Minecraft with Nightdagger, episode 35. Alright, so last episode we were working on our bound armor through blood magic. I did go ahead and complete the armor off camera. In my helmet, I have the Sanguine helmet in order to give me the abilities of the goggles of revealing. Now note that this does not give me any V discount when I'm crafting. So I'm still going to want to use my goggles revealing when I'm doing any sort of crafting for Thaumcraft. I'll want to switch out. But I'm going to keep this for now. I have a divination sigil in my chest plate. That gives me access to the little indicator up here for my current LP network, which is really important to have with blood armor. In my pants, I have the sigil of the Green Grove, which allows me to get extra growth ticks on plants that are nearby. Basically, me standing near plants now has the equivalent effect of using a watering can on it. So if I go stand by my canola field, it grows faster. And in my boots, I have a lava sigil, which gives me a permanent fire resistance effect. So now I take much less damage if I'm in lava. Considering how completely irresponsible I am around lava, that's probably not a bad idea to have, because I tend to get myself in trouble with lava a lot. I actually just about burned myself to death even trying to make these items. But if I put a bucket of lava in here, we're going to see that I actually take no damage whatsoever from lava now. Which is good. I don't like taking damage from lava. It kind of sucks. Alright, so this episode, I think I want to focus on tying up a few loose ends. If we look down here, I do have my grinder set up again. I've been grinding stuff in order to make more jet fuel. I am going to need some more blaze powder and some more ethanol. I could have sworn I grabbed some netherrack. But we're going to need more jet fuel to power that thing. We're also going to want to switch this chest out with a diamond chest. And this chest here doesn't need to be a diamond chest because it's not really going to hold much of anything anymore, is it? So we're going to switch these two chests. I'm going to put the diamond chest up there. Put the gold chest right there. I think the first thing that I want to do is I want to finish automating my ores. Because if we take a look at my ME system, that quarry is still running. And if we take a look at my ores, I am accumulating a rather ridiculous amount of ore in my system. I need to start doing something to start knocking this down. So we're going to need a way to output any ores that can be handled by the extractor to the extractor so that it can be handled by the extractor. This means I'm going to need one of each of these types of ores. Now, I should only need one type of copper, I should only need one type of tin, and one type of lead and one type of silver, because Ore Dictionary, or a fuzzy bus, should catch that. So I've got lead, here's my tin, there's my silver. Electrotine can't be processed by it. Neither can salt. Cadmium can. Nether quartz can. Yellowite can. Gold, certainly. I've already got tin. Cinnabar can. I already have silver. I already have copper. I already have copper. Certus quartz can. I need aluminum, diamond, indium, which is another one of those reactor craft ores, lapis, ferrous can. Let's see, I already have silver, bauxite. I don't know about bauxite, so we're going to put bauxite on my hotbar. Charged Certus can, although it doesn't come out as charged Certus on the other end, but that's okay. It's easy enough for me to get charged Certus. I think sapphire can, but I'm not sure. Poor gold ore cannot. I'm not sure about that sapphire, so we're going to check him. We got peridot. We have dark lapis ore, which can. Ruby ore, I'm not sure about. Dark diamond can. And I think that's all of it. So let's check these suspect ores first. We're going to check their uses. Bauxite can indeed be extracted into aluminum, but I don't think it's going to get caught by a fuzzy bus, so we need to put it up there. Sapphire. Sapphire can. At least this sapphire. What about this sapphire? Yes, the sapphire can also. Which means that the peridot, or peridot, or however you actually pronounce it, and the ruby should also. Yes. All right, so all of these ores can be processed. That is a total of 9, 18, 26 ores. Now, an export bus can only handle 9 different types of ore. So we're going to have to use a lot of export buses to make this work. Turns out I only have one, so we're going to need to make some. Export buses are made with formation cores, so let's go ahead and get some formation cores. Let's get ourselves a handful of them. It's going to start whipping them up. It might have to make some processors in order to do this, so in the meantime, we're going to head down here and we're going to see where we're going to put this off of our system, because we're going to need 3 export buses in order to handle this. So we need 3 channels on a network. If we take a look at this network here, we're already using 7 out of the 8 channels there, but we're only using 7 out of 32 here. So what we're going to do is we're going to tap into this using a P2P network. And we're going to run that P2P network over here. You guys are actually going to get to see a P2P network set up on camera. All right, we need a P2P tunnel. We're actually going to need a second one. So we have 2 P2P tunnels. We're going to need some cable. And I'm going to want 1 piece of smart cable. I don't have any Fluix. Yeah, I have Fluix. I just don't have the... Actually, I'm going to want 2 pieces of smart cable so that I can demonstrate how this works. Okay, there's my 2 pieces of smart cable. We're also going to need 1 piece of quartz fiber. All right, now we go downstairs. We're going to tap off of this line right here. So we're going to put a P2P tunnel right there. Now you're going to see it's not currently using a channel. It's because it's not getting any power. It's offline. It has nothing to pair up with. We're going to attach a smart cable right there. Now we're going to run regular cable this way, because the smart cable is going to tell us what we need to know about this system. And we're going to take this cable to right here. Then right here, we're going to put a smart cable. And on the other end of that, we're going to put our other P2P tunnel. Now, that's not, is that right? The white has to face out. So yes, that is right. We're still only using 7 channels. These things don't currently have a data connection, so we need to get a data connection to it. We need our memory card. We're going to clear the settings on it. Now, we're going to come over here and we're going to load or we're going to save the settings from this P2P tunnel by Shift right-clicking. We're going to come over here and we're going to right-click this P2P tunnel, and that is going to load the settings and it's going to pair these two devices. Now we just need to get power to it. To do that, we're going to tap off of this line. Actually, we're going to tap off of this right here. We're just going to put a piece of quartz fiber, and then we're going to put a piece of cable. That's not going to work. That's sharing a channel I don't want it to share. We may have to patch in a little bit further down the line. Or I might want to patch it on another line. Let me see from up here how we're looking. I don't like how that looks. Break, please. Thank you. Okay. Well, I guess I could just run it like that, but then it's going to connect on those, and I don't want it to connect on those. Here's how I can do it. There. Wait, that's a smart cable. Why am I getting two channels there? Oh, it's all this one smart cable. Okay, that explains it. Yeah, so we're currently using two channels. One for this P2P tunnel, one for this P2P tunnel. You see, this smart cable here says we're still using two channels. I actually don't want this smart cable here. I want it on the other side of this P2P network. So we're going to put our second tunnel there. And I think it's still paired. But just to be sure, we're going to clear the settings. We're going to load this P2P tunnel. And we're going to save that P2P tunnel, and we're going to load it onto this one. We're going to attach the cable there, and you'll see we're currently using 0 channels here, but we're using 2 here. That's because the 2 channels that are being used here are for these 2 P2P devices. The P2P devices allow you to carry 8 channels over a smaller number using a carrier line in the middle. I can't really think of any better way to describe this than to call this a carrier line. This line is now not communicating any ME data from the rest of the system. The only data that this cable has available to it is what this tunnel tells it and what this tunnel tells it. Nothing else can get to here. If I put an ME terminal on here, I won't be able to see a damn thing because there's no connection to the main network. This only carries information from these tunnels. Now, if I put another tunnel on here and pair it with this one, since this one can see the network, that means this one will be able to see the network, and then a terminal could see it. But the way it is now, it can't. All right, so by now, we should have what we need to make a few export buses. Let's go ahead and make ourselves 2 more U. Now, we need these to be fuzzy. So we're going to need a fuzzy card. I already have one. It's an advanced card with a piece of wool. So I need some advanced cards. That'll get us exactly the amount we need. Okay, we've got 3 fuzzy cards. We're also going to need some capacity cards. I've got 1, we're going to need 6. This uses basic cards. And then just regular Certus quartz or charged, doesn't matter. So there's our 6. Now, downstairs. And on the sides of this, we're going to put our export buses. There, there, and there. If I connect all of these buses now, how many channels is this smart cable going to report? It's going to report 3 because we've got 3 connections to it. How many channels is this one going to report? It's only going to report 2 because it doesn't matter how many channels are connected on this end of the tunnel. This P2P tunnel is handling all of those channels. It's condensing the information down to 1 channel and it's sending it across this line. This one is using 1 channel to listen on this line and to send data this way. This one here, this dense cable, will report 10 channels. So let's go ahead and get our connection. As expected, we're showing 3 channels here, 2 channels there, 10 channels there. In these export buses, we need 2 capacity cards each. That's going to increase our total export capabilities to 9. We need a fuzzy card, which will allow it to match comparisons. And now, if I put coal, iron, copper, redstone, lead, tin, silver, cadmium, nether quartz, we should very quickly see a bunch of stuff getting shipped into here. But not quickly enough. Let's get some acceleration cards. Let's increase the amount of shit that we can send to this. Need 3. Wrong way. So we'll come in here, we'll give it an acceleration card, and now it's going to ship stuff faster. So we are currently able to ship a bunch of stuff into that diamond chest. However, we're not really capable of pulling it into the extractor as fast as the extractor can work. We don't want this hopper anymore. This hopper is just slowing us down. Let's break it. All of the coal ore that we got from that, we're just going to shove it in here. Right? Right. All right, so we're going to come across a problem pretty quick here in that this thing is going to fill up with coal ore because I had a shit ton of it. I've been ignoring this for too long. In this bus, let's go ahead and get something else running. 1 acceleration card, 1 fuzzy card. In this one, we're going to put yellowite, gold, cinnabar, certus quartz, aluminum, diamond, indium, lapis, ferrous. We're going to see a lot of stuff getting shipped here. In this one, 2 capacity cards, fuzzy card, acceleration card, charged certus, dark lapis, dark diamond, bauxite, sapphire, sapphire, peridot, ruby. I have to use the 2 different sapphires because they come from 2 different... Well, actually, I might not even have to, but I think it handles them differently. So I'm not sure. That's why I'm doing it this way. So we have a way to ship all of our ores now into the system. Time will tell if I actually have to put a bus on there for every single type of ore. Like, I've got 3 different types of copper at least. I might have to have 3 different entries for copper on my system. I'm hoping not, but maybe. Okay, I seriously need some more blaze rods, so let's go ahead and get my looting sword. And we're going to go fight ourselves a couple of blazes. But oh, hey, Mr. Blazes, guess what? I'm immune to fire damage. Oh, that's gotta suck for you. Go ahead, shoot me. See if I care. Somebody lost their fearsomeness. Oh, hi. How are you? Oh, you actually hit me. Oh, you're hitting me in melee? Really? That's funny, because I'm not feeling it. Seriously. If they're hitting me in melee, I'm not actually really taking a whole lot of damage. My blood magic armor is actually absorbing most of the damage that I'm taking. You know what? This mob spawner is running awfully slow, isn't it? Let's fix that. There's a trick in Rotary Craft I haven't showed you guys yet. We're going to get into it now. Come on. Just put it away. Alright. We'll go ahead and put our Manulian Rapier away. We'll put our memory card away. We'll put our bucket away. Endstone, netherrack dust, sure, whatever. Hopper. We are actually going to need an item transfer node, as well as a stacks upgrade, in order to handle export from our system. So let's go ahead and complete this before I get sidetracked. There, we can now handle stacks. Let's take a look in here and see if we've got multiple types of copper. We've got copper from Tinker's Construct and from Thermal Expansion and from Project Red. So our one copper handler is handling 3 different types of copper for us. This is good. This is what we wanted to see. So that's set up. Let's go ahead and play around with that Rotary Craft toy I was talking about. There's an item called a spawner controller, which has a minimum power of 131 kilowatts. It's crafted with a base panel, obsidians, glowstone, circuit board, and gold. So we're going to need a piece of gold. Going to need 2 obsidian. Going to need 2 glowstone. Need 2 base panels. And we need a circuit board. So we're going to need some steel, some gold, some redstone, and an ender pearl. Okay. The circuit board is crafted like I don't know why sometimes shift clicking works and sometimes it doesn't. Oh, because it's not a work table crafting, it's a regular crafting. Derp. There we go. 2 of them. Now this next thing, the spawner controller. This is a shaped crafting. So, what does the spawner controller do? We get our Rotary Craft handbook here. If we get our Rotary Craft handbook here, and we take a look at, I think it's a farming machine. The spawner controller hacks into the functioning of a monster spawner, allowing you to either shut it down completely or to adjust the spawn rate as you see fit. The minimum allowable spawn rate is determined by the speed input. The required power is 131 watts. It has a speed requirement but no torque requirement. And the power input comes through the spawner block, which means you actually connect your engines directly to the spawner, not to the spawner controller, but to the spawner itself. Let's go ahead and pop our spawner controller on top of this blaze spawner, which you do just like that. You give it a little hat. Now, this thing currently has no power, so we can't control it. Not much of an undying. Yeah, this thing currently does not have any power, so we can't control it. Which means it's going to spawn normally. It's going to spawn regardless of what we want it to do. Now, I'm not going to want to control this thing full time. I really only care about controlling it if I'm in here. So we're not going to worry too much about it. However, we are going to set this thing up with a microturbine. Because microturbines put out ridiculous amounts of power at very high speed. And it just so happens I have a spare one. We're also going to need some shafts. We're going to need a bevel gear. And we're going to need an ECU. Along with a lever. Let's go ahead and head back out here. And in the center of this level of the floor, we're going to bore a hole. Oh, but wait. It's shielded, isn't it? Gonna need my wand. Gotta reverse that shielding. Let's get my wand. The warding enchantment is still on this wand, by the way. Or the warding cap is still on it, so open. Let's go ahead and remove the warding from that block. And then we're also going to need to come in here, and we're going to need to remove it from these blocks. We're going to bore a hole right there. We're going to need to remove it from this block as well. Let's go ahead and continue boring our hole, killing the blazes. There we go. Bevel gear. Underneath the spawner. We're going to power this thing from below. It's going to get power from the south. It's going to output it to the top. Input south, output up. Shafts. Wrong. Come back here. Just like that. Now, I think we're going to have to move these things around quite a bit, so I'm going to go get my screwdriver, because red is an output and green is an input. So I think I'm going to have to turn all of those gearbox, or all of those shafts around. I'm not real sure. All right. I almost don't need the spawner, do I? Okay. So, green is an input, red is an output. Now, another bad thing is that these things can't be warded. So I'm going to have to put a guard underneath those in order to keep them from being damaged. Okay, we're now facing towards that. Let's put our ECU down. Let's give him a redstone signal, at least for now, in order to keep this engine shut off. Let's go get a little bit of jet fuel. But hey, I don't have any jet fuel, do I? Well, we'll just have to make some. Is this thing in torque mode? Yeah, thing's in torque mode. Okay. Alright, so I'm needing magma cream and blaze powder. come upstairs and get what blaze powder I have. And we're going to get a stack of slime balls. For right now, we're just going to toss the blaze powder in there. I do need to get my wrench. My crescent hammer. And we're going to need some more ethanol, which means we need to cook up some sludge. That'll do it. Oh, I'm missing a transfer node there, aren't I? There we go. That should easily keep up. Let's go ahead and make ourselves a stack of magma cream. We'll grab our blaze powder out of here. Blaze powder, magma cream. Looks like we've already got some jet fuel in there. So we'll rip off this reinforced portable tank, toss him up there and let him start filling. Oh, we had a lot of it in there, didn't we? Let's go ahead and drain this tank into our gas turbines because we're going to want to run this thing soon. And what did I do with my other tank, I wonder? I have a hardened tank in here. Got plenty of hardened glass. So we'll go ahead and upgrade him to a reinforced. Do I have enough Endarium to... No, I don't have any Endarium, do I? Nope. One of those things I still need to automate. Alright. Let's go fill this tank, and we're actually going to want to get a fluiduct. Temperate will work. We're not going to be pumping anything hot, so let's go ahead and pop him down there. This thing needs to drain faster. We need speed upgrades. There we go, 4 speed upgrades. Make that 5. Down we go. In this thing here, we're going to plant 5 speed upgrades so that in the future, it's able to take and find a home for all of this lovely jet fuel that much faster. For the meantime, we're going to put that on there. And this transfer node should start pumping jet fuel into there for us. Good. How are we doing on our blaze rods? We're completely burned through them, so let's shut that off so as not to waste fuel. Now we just need some ethanol. Got plenty. Down here, we'll plug the ethanol in. We'll fire this engine up. And it's very quickly going to reach minimum speed. It's going to start working. And we're going to be playing the let's see how fast we can race at supplying this thing game. And we are very quickly, burning through a lot of supplies, and this thing isn't even near full speed yet. And we are now filling up the backlog. We're out of magma cream. Let's shut the engine off. We don't need it running anymore. We got plenty. Alright. Yeah, we have plenty. Let's put the rest of the crap away. My wand I'm going to keep on me because I'm going to put it downstairs. We can get rid of the ender pearl. We can get rid of that. Let's keep that. And let's go down here and get our reinforced portable tank. Now, we're obviously not going to need that much jet fuel, though. We're not going to need 128 buckets in that thing. Let's go get us a smaller tank. 8 buckets should be fine. Pop him on there. We'll fill him up. Pop him off. Let's get ourselves a grilled cheeser. Sleep through the night. And let's go power up this spawner. Alright. Temper fluid duct there. Tank on top of it. Set the tank to output mode. We're supplying the micro turbine with jet fuel. And let's turn the turbine on. We'll come in here and we'll kill these blazes. There we go. Now let's access the turbine controller. You'll see we're not currently getting enough power. That's because the microturbine has to warm up in order to be able to produce enough power to actually run this thing. We are outputting the right way, aren't we? Because we should be getting some sort of power reading. Input to the south, output to the up. Let's retreat for a second here and let's go get our transducer. We'll see what's going on with this thing. Okay, we're outputting 2,000 megawatts at 131,000 rad. Required power is 131,000 watts. We're getting that. The power input is the spawner block. You know what? I wonder if it has to be from the inside. I wonder if it has to take it from the side of the spawner. Let's get another bevel gear. We'll try that. I wonder if it can't take it from the bottom of the spawner block. Okay, so we'll put a bevel gear here. This one is going to take power from the south. It's going to output it up. This one is going to take power from down, and it's going to output to east. Or no, it's going to output to north, not east. Now we're getting power. Okay, spawn delay. We're going to disable the spawner for the moment. So, if we take a look at this, we're going to see that our minimum delay, if we turn this thing on, is 800. That's 800 ticks. We know that there's 20 ticks in a second, right? Which means our minimum delay right now is 20 seconds. That sucks. It really sucks. I mean, 18, 19, 20. We should be getting spawns any second now. Five, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 7. Yep. It's about 20 seconds for spawn. I would think I was counting a little slow there. That sucks. I mean, that's basically a vanilla spawn rate, right? Let's fix that. We're going to disable this for the moment. Notice that I said that there's no minimum speed requirement on this thing. Or no minimum power or torque requirement. It's just a speed requirement. That thing is putting out 16 Newton meters of torque. It doesn't need to. It can put out 1 and it'll be perfectly fine. So we're going to attach that. We're going to turn this around. We're going to make sure that this is in speed mode by shift right clicking. It's now in speed mode. That means that this thing is now getting 16 times the speed at 1 Newton meter of torque. And if we take a look at the minimum spawn delay now, oh, we can set the spawn to 0. Hello. I don't think we're ever going to have a problem with blaze rods ever again. I am actually taking a surprising amount of damage. This blood magic armor is not protecting me as well as it should. If you're thinking to yourselves right now, holy crap, this is crazy, you're right. With a micro turbine on a spawner controller and a 16:1 gearbox, you can have a minimum spawn delay of 0 on a vanilla spawner. That means that any mob that can be spawned by a vanilla spawner, you can spawn infinite numbers of them. Now, it did continue spawning for a few seconds there even after I shut the engine off, because it was still getting power from the engine. The engine has a wind down time. So I've got a very large mess to clean up in here. I'm really tempted to go get my bazooka. I do need to go get a regen effect. Oh, peace and quiet. Let's step on my altar to get my regen effect. Let's go finish cleaning up the blazes. How's the durability on my sword? It's getting pretty low. Let's go finish taking care of business here. Flying is definitely the best way to deal with blazes, because then every hit you score is considered to be a critical. Oh, so that was fun. Yeah, it's pretty crazy what you can do with a spawner controller. What's even crazier is that there's another machine that we can hook up to this thing to handle the killing for us automatically. Look at that. Look how many blaze rods I got. Just out of the time I was in there. I also got the blaze trophy, and I got a rare treasure. Golden helmet with protection on breaking. Oh, we got a miniature red heart from all of that. We got a little bit of gunpowder. But yeah, let's not do this anymore for right now. Let's shut this door so we don't have blazes running around setting everything on fire. And peeps, I think this is where I'm going to call this episode. So I am going to come down here and dump a crap load of blaze rods into... I need to get my hopper set back up on that. Let's go ahead and turn on our gas turbines. We'll do some ore processing. Oh boy, will we do some ore processing. We're actually not getting enough torque to run stage 4. No, we're not getting enough torque to run stage 1, it says. Oh, we're occasionally getting enough. It's doing its spin-up thing. So every once in a while we get a blip where we're getting just enough. Oh, I can step back here now, by the way. I'm not taking damage. My blood armor is actually absorbing that. Gearbox is outputting 134 watts, 134.218 megawatts. Gearbox is transmitting 67 megawatts, 67 megawatts. Power is being received from gas turbine. Now we're getting enough torque. So yeah, we're going to be processing coal for quite a while. I am going to continue fueling these turbines, and I'm going to process all of that wonderful coal as well as all of the other crap that we have in here. Mostly coal, it looks like. So we're going to process all of that out, and then, notice how much faster this is draining, by the way. When I come back next episode, hopefully we'll have another stockpile of ores and stuff, and I'll have some more jet fuel whipped up, and we'll be able to do some more stuff with rotary craft. Next episode, I think I want to automate the killing for me so I don't have to go in there and bash things with a sword all the time. That ought to be a lot of fun. So, we'll see where that takes us. For right now, this has been Nightdagger with episode 34, or 35 now, of Mod of Minecraft Season 5. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I'll catch you later, peeps.